Hey everybody, this is Josh McKinney, and I just want to welcome you to episode 3 of Suck Less Saturday, the all-new Suck Less Saturday. It needs its own music. I don't know. I never hear the background music, so I always just put it on at the end, so hopefully there's new background music for you guys. Brand new, never before heard background music for Suck Less Saturday. It can't just be the same exact thing that the normal episodes have, right? Then there's no difference. So I need some new music. I'm going to need some new music for the Suck Less Saturday. Hopefully it's playing right now. Let's go ahead and get into today's question. I promise I'm going to keep this one shorter. I'm going to do my best. So this question is from David Kronyatz, old man and old lady Kronyatz's son. If you guys don't know, anytime someone wants to be anonymous, we just go to the Kronyatz family. And that's we're getting another question from today. They care about learning jiu-jitsu. So quick question about competition / hard rolls mindset. I struggle with the problem that I'm often a slow starter in sparring / competition. What I mean by that is, for example, in practice, I often need about 1 or 2 rolls to switch my brain from being more technical focused and making slow decisions to just doing jiu-jitsu. Great advice, by the way. Thank you, David Kronyatz. In training, this isn't too big of a deal, but in competition, this has led to me losing in the first round without really getting my jiu-jitsu going more than once. Do you have any advice on working on flipping the switch so I could get into just doing jiu-jitsu faster and not giving my opponents or training partners an unintended head start? Okay, so this is a battle for a lot of people, and even for me, this is something that I had struggled with for years. And one of the best ways to do this, to actually learn how to do this, is just by being mindful. Okay, so what I mean is, let's say you are in this just do jujitsu mindset. It took 1 to 2 rolls like it always does. And so you do your 2 rolls and you're feeling a little better. And now you're starting to actually hit jujitsu. Once you start to feel that, once you start to feel good, you feel like, there's really no better way to explain the mindset than you're just doing jujitsu. You're not overthinking it. You're in kind of a flow state. You're just grappling. Start to look at what your mindset is. This is something I didn't ever do until a year and a half ago, probably 2 years ago, maybe. I just started to go, man, some days I just don't feel good, especially when I do a hard roll in the first few rounds. When I do easy first few rounds, like I always can train with the toughest guys and I'm fine. But I never actually thought, what is my thought process when I feel good versus when I don't? What is that thought process like? For me, I will explain it. A lot of times, no matter what situation I'm in, when I am just doing jujitsu and I'm actually just feeling jujitsu, a lot of times the only things that I am thinking of is getting close to the person. As simple as that sounds, when I stop thinking about knee cut and I start thinking about bringing my chest to his chest, the knee cut comes. The knee cut happens. Okay. So that really simple little thing. Some other things that I think about is there are these big gaps where I wasn't thinking about anything, like 30 seconds, 20 seconds. It's just like no thought. I'm just grapple. Oh, that was cool. That was the first thought I've had for a while. I go, whoa, that's weird. There are times that I'm not thinking literally at all. So sometimes it's better for me to not be thinking. All right, well, when are these? So I started to ask myself this. And then I was, okay, well, can I just get there on command? Can I just start thinking this way and get there on command? And I couldn't. I tried to go, okay, so just think about distance management and then see if it puts you in that state. And I tried and it didn't. So I started to experiment with different music. I started to say, okay, well, maybe I can find songs that will get me into these mindsets. And nothing consistent still. Nothing that was really, really working for me. And okay, well, what about breathing exercises? You know what? There's something there. So I did breathing exercises and I still do them. And so when I'm going to a hard training session, I will always spend 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the drive. And I'm literally not like, it's not Wim Hof breathing. It's not any type of breathing. I am just inflating my lungs. I am just moving my rib cage. I've told you guys about my rib injuries before. That is what my focus is when I'm getting ready. Sometimes that starts to put me there, right? It starts to put me in the right mindset. Now, let me tell you about the new theory. And this is where I'm at now. And I feel like I can flip the switch almost immediately now, without even before I even start to roll. Okay. And so with certain music, and so the music that I found that matters is not a specific song, but it is anything that makes me feel cool. And you guys can, that's a loosely defined term, whatever you guys think cool sounds like, right? And so I started doing things that made me feel cool, things that made me walk a little more like Conor McGregor when I heard them, right? For some people, this is going to be heavy metal. For some people, it's going to be classic rock. For me, it has been funk. It has been James Brown. Those type of things make me feel cool, make me feel when I listen for those 5 minutes while I'm just taking my deep breaths, they start to put me there. But I still need to do some jujitsu that makes me feel cool. So what I started to do is, like I have some guard passing that I like, and it makes it feel super, super smooth. And so I will always start now with a few reps of it, 5, 6 reps. Hey, can I warm up with you? Yeah, sure. I grab the shins. I take a few steps around the guard. Okay, it's not working. I'm dragging legs back and forth, starting to feel a little smooth, starting to feel a little cool, right? And then all of a sudden it clicks. And it's after I've hit 6, 10, 20 good reps of something that makes me feel good. It makes it click. We all have moves that are like this. We all hit the flower sweep and go, man, that was so smooth. That was so effortless. That was so what I needed, right? But for me to do jujitsu, I need to feel smooth. That is, someone was made the joke. We were all training at team day, and someone made the joke I was about to roll with a blue belt. And I heard somebody say, like, get ready for the most gentle beating of your life. Right. And for me, that's how I want my jujitsu to feel like. I want people to go, man, frustrates me that Josh just won't go hard on anything. Everything is just it's only about being smooth. Right. But that's just how I like to do jujitsu. And so I listen to music that makes me feel smooth. I breathe in a way that makes me feel smooth. And I drill moves and get success with moves that make me feel smooth. And I really think that that is the important factor. That is more important than any of the other things, is going in and hitting what you love a few times. Like I said, it may be 3, it may be 20. It just depends. You will start to, the more you are conscious of what it feels like when you flip the switch, the easier it's going to be to experiment with all these little things to get you to flip the switch, right? So first, just make sure you're going into your rounds, you're going into your day, and then on days that you feel it, days you feel good, and we all have them, you start to say, what was my mindset? Don't worry about what you ate the night before. Don't worry about those things yet, right? Worry about those things later. At first, just say, I know what it feels like when I'm flowing. I know what it feels like. For me now, I know what it feels like when my podcast feels good. Sometimes it doesn't feel smooth. It may sound no different to you, but to me, I can definitely tell what it feels like. It's because I've done it enough. And then I've also been conscious while I was doing it and said, okay, this doesn't feel good. What I'm saying, it doesn't make sense. How I'm saying it doesn't make sense. I feel like I'm pausing too much. I'm not there. But then sometimes I feel like, whoa, I feel smooth on the podcast. What makes me feel that way? Well, for me, same thing. Music that makes me feel cool, things that make me feel good. Sometimes on a podcast, I will start out talking about something I talk about all the time on the show. but it's one of my go-tos. It's one of the things that makes me, it flips the switch for me. And so I'll start to talk about designated winner, and you're like, oh my gosh, Josh, you've talked about this a million times, but it's the first 2 or 3 minutes of the episode. And then all of a sudden I'm into whatever the heck the episode is about. But I feel smooth, right? I got into what I'm already good at. It's like you create a success loop. You say, well, when you pass the guard this way, that is success. And so then I go experience that success a few times, and now I'm in a success loop. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter where you put me. I'm here to do jiu-jitsu, right? And so those are my quick tips that I kept, hopefully under 15 minutes. I think I might have kept this one under 15 minutes. I'll have to end this one rather quickly to stay there. Hope you guys loved today's episode. If you guys ever have any questions to ask on Suck Less Saturday, just send me an email, josh@simplifyingjujitsu.com, and I'll put it in. I'll try to get it in on an episode. And if you want to be anonymous, if you want to be one of the Kronyats family, just let me know that you want to stay anonymous. I know people would rather not be read on the air sometimes, right? And even if not, I only read people's first names anyway. And so you don't have to worry about me, giving your secret identity and then everyone being like, hey, you were asking a question about how everyone at your gym sucks on Suck Less Saturday and they used your first and last name. It was obviously you. You don't have to worry about that happening. That, and nobody listens to the show either, so you don't have to worry about it happening at all. I'll leave you guys with that. Hope this episode helps you guys suck just a little bit less at jiu-jitsu. Have a great day, guys.